So if you want to build some applications in kind of a budget trackers, or you want to see how it works out, there are already applications where you can directly make this application something like a case management or a budget tracker. I would just show you one of the applications. Okay, so you see you can yes.
There's a question from one of the attendees.
Okay.
Okay.
Camera setup, if I click on allow, so there are different things that you can do, and these are applications which are already built. If you want to edit them, I had clicked on editing it when I said make this app. So all these applications are directly built. You can customize it according to your need. And however you want, or you can start by understanding how they work. Okay, so let's go back, close it, and so as said, there are different kind of applications like opportunity tracking, employee engagement, and just remember this. These are two things. Okay, the first thing was applications. It was hard to create applications and we would require development assistance for that. You would require people like me who would be developers to create these awesome applications in earlier world. But now you as a business user can also create. So it is just not only for developers, it is for anyone who wants to build applications directly. Either they have a know-how on technicalities of different products. It does not matter. It just matters is if do you have a business requirement, and if you have a business requirement, you can get started on building Power Apps, applications using Power Apps. Okay. So I would say I want to start from blank. Two things. First, I wanted to. Okay, let's see how easy it would be if I'm creating an application using just a phone layout for SharePoint. So I could just click on phone layout application, which would get me the applications for. So there is a site which is M365 team site, and what I want to do is I want to select this site, and then I want to say, okay, I have different kinds of lists over here. So let's go to site content and see what are the different kind of lists. So there is a demo list, and demo list has these 3 columns. And just remember that there is one title, there is a description, there is IMN, which is kind of a checkbox. And if you build an application around this demo list, I can just click on select and say continue. So it would start building application for me, and what it would do is it would build different kind of applications. Like the first one is gallery view. So let me just start by playing it. So what you see over here is I have a gallery where which lists all my items. So this control is called the gallery view. So when I click on this, what I can see is I can see the view, that is the view form, which is non-editable form, which says okay who it was created. Then either I can delete the item or I can edit the item. This is called the edit form. Just remember these terminology, guys. I will be showing you how it is done. So you can cancel it, and you see how simple it was to build me a simple application. So this is the gallery which I was showing you. This is the detail form or the view form, and this is the edit form. Okay. Let's get started by creating up a simple. I believe we would have 4 minutes more for our next thing. Okay. So let's get started from building something from scratch. So I click on make this application, and what I want to do is build up a smart blank application. Okay. So what I say is I say first insert, and just remember there was two different things when I say start from blank. Either I can build it for mobile or either I can build it from the desktop view. So the mobile view will look this similar, as in will have horizontal width, and then this the long screen, which is basically the desktop view. Now there are different kind of controls that I was talking about. There is button, drop down, combo, date picker. You even have the radio button. You have the PDF viewer, power tile, attachments, where you can upload your attachments. Then you have different kind of other media images, which is either your image or barcode. So if I click on image, what you can see is just by using it, you can see my image. It would just use the camera control from my desktop, or if you are in mobile, if you're building for mobile, it would just use that. Not building, if you're using it in mobile, the application, it would use the mobile control, camera control from the mobile. Similarly, you have other controls like barcode. You have the pen control, add pictures, others. Okay. Even the audio icon. We have the icons as in different kinds of icons that you can use. Then there are data table, which we'll be talking about later. You have the button control. You have the new screen. So let's first see. There is a blank screen that I wanted to do, and what I want to do is I have a button control, and in this button control, what I want to do is whenever and I'll say label over here, and it says second screen. Okay, I do not want to save it right now, but what I really want to do is on this button control, what I select of this button control. You remember I was talking about the button control, how it would work out. So in different kind of button controls, I have different kind of properties. I have something like where is it, what is the X and Y coordinates about it, what is the tooltip, what would be the text control, like the text is right now written button. I can say select me to navigate. I can increase the button height, and on start. So over here, I can then select on select, which is this, and here I can just say navigate me to. I just say screen to. You don't have to do anything. It is just everything would automatically come up, and I can just play it. So when I say navigate, select me to, you see how the navigation happened. There was a cover up, and these are animations are by default selected. You have something like cover, you have fade, you want to item to be faded or not. So something like if you fade, it would actually fade out. You would also have here, instead of the second screen, what I want to do is I want to display the user's value, and these are the named functions that I was talking about. So when I say user, I can just say email or full name, and when I start, I say select me to, it says okay, the user who is logged in as Abhishek Prohit. So by that you can say okay, what are the different kind of users that are there. And in similar view, what you can build is I'll just go fast on building up a gallery view. And here you see I've built up a gallery view, just clicked on gallery view, which has different kinds of items. What I want to do is I want to get these items directly from my SharePoint list. So the first thing is I just want to have title available. Okay. I just clicked on title. The next thing is I want to have a different kind of data source. So I click either over here in view data source, or so if I click over here in the data source, I can add different kind of data sources. So I want to add the data source from one of the lists, which is sample list, and which has just the title column. So here I'll just select the sample list. I will connect. So you see this data is directly added. Now you remember I was talking about connectors. These are the different connectors that are available when I say new connections. So you starting from common data services to Act to Adobe Creative Cloud to Bing Search to Pivotal Tracker. You have n numbers from YAMLs to Workday to WordPress. You have n numbers of data sources directly aligned, and you can create connections to any one of them and get your data source working. So here I click on data source. So I just clicked on this gallery. I just clicked on this data source. And what I want to do is I want to change the data source to sample list. And here by default, my title is being selected. So I said just the layout should be title, and it says I have the title as title. You have different values. I can say ID even, and I can just say title, and you see how different values you can show different value. Now let me just go to one of the lists, which is this one, and I can just say, okay, I've already customized it. Awesome. Okay, I can just say sample. Oh, sorry. And I can click on save. When I refresh this, sorry. I can go to data source and I can say refresh because it would load it. You see how, so next time the user loads it, he would directly see the value to it. So there is an automatic, this just gets the data directly. So this was how you can build canvas-based application. Now let's go ahead and build a new application. And what we want to do is we already have a demo list. Okay. And here I want to create something like customize. So you see right now I have, if I want to edit, it is a normal edit form, how it would look like by just, I can just click on view item. It is a normal SharePoint list form, but I want to customize it. I want to add up a camera control and others. So what I would do is I would just click over here. Sorry. I would just click and say customize form. And once I say customize form, it would build all the customized form for me directly. And you see it has customized the form for me. Now, one of the things that I want to do is I would love to add something like a camera control. Before camera control, I could also do something. Let me explain you one of the things over here, which is very important, which is called this data source, which is called SharePoint Integration. Now, if you see in this SharePoint Integration, it says what should happen. So there is one screen, which is SharePoint form, and it says that what should happen on new, what should happen on edit, what should happen on view form. Okay, what is the data source that is aligned to it? So not only you can, from a particular list, if you change the data source, you can change it to any other data source by just clicking on view data source and add the value. So if you think about this, that you are submitting a value to a list, but the data is going into either third list or it is going into SharePoint. This all can be done directly by using the Power Apps and customizing it from here. So one thing that I want to do is I want to add two kind of controls. One is, let me just add a camera control, okay, and say allow. okay, which is a small one. And the next thing that I would love to add is a kind of a gallery view, a blank one. Let's make it smaller and say that, okay, these are the values that would be coming out from. I want to add a data source. I already, let me just use SharePoint, the same data source as sample list, connect. And here I just want to say title, and it should give me the name of all the people available. And I just created this application. So the next thing that I want to do is I would love to save and publish to SharePoint. So once I do this and I go to sample list, now whenever I say, not sample list, sorry, the demo list. Now whenever I say new, it would ask me to allow for the first time. You would see that there is a form that is already available, the customized title description, I am informed. But here you would also see that I have a data source from different list, which is directly coming up, and I can take action such as whenever I select this, there is a drop down that gets filled up by this particular value. And let me just demo that quickly. So let's suppose I want to select this and I'll just delete this. I have a data source which I say insert, and I want to insert up a text box just right now. Nothing much more. And whenever I select any of this button, so I say select.parent, and in parent I say on select. I say gallery, so that is called gallery 1. So I say gallery, sorry. So I say update. Okay, a simple one. I would just say the text box input should have gallery 1 dot selected dot title. Okay, I would just say file save and publish to SharePoint. Once I publish it, let me close it and refresh it. Okay. So I clicked on new, it would load. Okay, it didn't publish, sorry. Should have. Okay, so if I select this, you see how values get changed directly by selecting. So you can build different kinds of application just by using these controls. You can add camera control. You can say, okay, whenever you are saving this particular SharePoint list, you say save, item gets. Now, one of the things that I would also like to show is you can have different kinds of icons available, and then you could use different kind of variables, media collections, that could be the images that are stored. You can upload them. You can have different kinds of actions, something like what happens when on start, what are the new, if you want to have a flow started, how you can do it. So let's say you click on a camera control and say that I want to track a picture. So you click a picture and it automatically gets uploaded. So that would be done by Microsoft Flows directly. Next thing, I could build different kinds of scenario. I could also build something like this. So I have my form screen, and what I want to do is on my, so you have the SharePoint integration, okay? I just really want to have this particular value should only be populated if it is an edit screen. So I can create up a new screen, say blank screen, and in this blank screen, I could just add something like a forms gallery, which is similar to this. Let me just copy paste it over here. Okay, and if it is new, I just want to say just go to the screen one, otherwise go to the form screen one. Okay, so here I have the SharePoint form. Instead of that, sorry, give me a second. I'll go to SharePoint screen. The first thing I would say is navigate screen one, and I'll just delete that beforehand, and then cover, and then, so I'll just separate it by then, and new form. Okay, why is there an error? Okay, and in new form, edit the form which is called SharePoint form 101. That's it. Okay, so let's now publish it to SharePoint and see what behavior will we have now. So you see, when I am clicking on new form, I have the simple form where I can just add different values. But if I click on edit form, I have a different view altogether, and that's just because of the screen. I can do something like this also, that I want to have, I'll have one more screen which will be blank screen, and I could add something like a media, which could be a video player, or let's say a microphone. Okay, and then in the form screen one or screen one, I want to ask user to record a speech or record a value. So I can add a button to it, and on select I want to say navigate me to, okay, wrong spelling. I can say screen 2 cover, and here I can say done. So it would navigate me back to form screen 1 for submitting it. And let me change the value of it. Done recording. And here I would just say record. And I can just file and publish, save, and publish it. And as simple as that. For my new form, I would just allow because it would require allow. I can say start recording. It will take me to a start button. And once I'm done recording, I can click on done recording and I'm back to the screen. So I could be like different kind of flows can be built on. So you saw how I started from a different screen, landed up on a different screen, and then again went on a different screen just in SharePoint list. So this was kind of not exactly possible in InfoPath, though there was things like that you could do, but it is much more much more flexible with this. Could you share me the configuration for attach file towards the SP library? Yes, but you cannot do directly over here. What you need to do is you need to go to flows.microsoft.com, and here we just have 2 minutes. I would show that to you. What you want to do is you want to create upon my flows. Start by create from blank that you have a PowerApps. It starts from the trigger comes from the PowerApps, and here you want to do a different kind of action, which is like upload SharePoint create file, and then you give what is your site address, what is the document library that you want to start with, which over here would be site pages or site library and style library, and then you have the file name. What you want to give the file name could be in PowerApps. You could directly say, okay, ask that in PowerApps. And once you save that file over here, okay, which was the other one, you could really go to actions and flows and say, okay, this is a flow that I want to use, and then it would ask you the data to use, and you can initiate it by save button.